Number 4, Jake Hooley, with his parents, John and Donna. Number 7, Tyler Geary, and his parents, Hal and Carrie. Number 8, John Hannon, with his parents, Jess and Tim. Number 16, Tom Gonzalez, with his parents, Chris and Stephanie. Number 20, Jake Doyon, with his parents, Megan Gary, and his sister, Heather. Number 27, Hans Holm, with Brandy Bonds. Number 32, Eric DiPietro, with his parents, Becky and Paul, and his brothers, David, and his grandmothers. Number 41, Jack Laganis, with his parents, Denise and Alex. Number 50, Lawrence Hochschuh, with his parents, Alma and Ben. Number 52, Donnie O'Connor, with his parents, Kelly and Peter.
Hello, Beverly High School football fans from Hurd Stadium. For the game between the Beverly hometown Beverly High School football Panthers and the Danvers Falcons. Today is Senior Day, and my name is Walt Kosmowski, and I'm here with my cohort, Bob Hobbs. Bob?
We're glad to be here, Walt.
Number
it turned out to be a really nice day, actually.
With his parents, Kurt
I was
and
expecting
Valerie.
it would be rainy and kind of miserable, but this is actually a very good day for football.
Yeah. It's the kind of day you bring your rain gear with you and your shorts as well.
Number 72,
absolutely guaranteed it wouldn't rain when I brought my
parents,
umbrella.
John and Donna.
And right now we're watching, they are having the introduction. It's Senior Day, so they have introduced the senior cheerleaders and their parents and siblings, and now they're in the process of interviewing the football players and their parents and siblings, the senior football players. And we'll get underway with action here in a little bit. The Beverly Panthers are 1-4 this year, and the Danvers Falcons are just the opposite. They're 4-1.
They just got beat last week, but a very good little classical team. They're going to be a formidable opponent for
brother Brian.
They're playing really good football.
Yeah. And Beverly has only been outplayed, I mean, in my mind, for only one game by Marblehead that they lost 30-0. But
with his mother, Madeline,
they had a great win over Malden, 53-13. And the other three games they were in it to the fourth quarter. They're all close games, and in some cases, like last week's game, the final score really didn't tell the story of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. There were 3 or 4 games this year. If they had stopped the game about a period sooner than they actually did, Beverly's record would be a lot better. They just have at least 3 of their games where they've kind of folded right at the end. They've given up late touchdowns to Gloucester last week, to Somerville, and they've been in an awful lot of their games. It's only been in the late going when the Panthers have faltered a little bit. And I'm hoping they can get the whole 4 quarters today, because I think that if they do, they can win the game.
Yeah. And I think another key factor for Beverly is to get on the scoreboard early.
Let's hear it for all of our
They
seniors.
started out a lot of their games in their first possession and moved the ball quite smartly down the field, and then a penalty or some other unforeseen thing happens and just puts a stall on their drive. And I think if they can get a score up early, and maybe 2 scores up early, it'll be a good game.
The breaks haven't gone their way, certainly not last week. Although Somerville just came back and beat Lynn Classical, I have heard, last night. So Somerville was a very good team. But you're right, they need a few breaks, and they need to play a mistake-free game. Penalties at the wrong time, I've heard them many times.
So we're going to have the color guard coming out onto the field, and we'll also have the playing of the national anthem, and we'll be back right after that.
Oh, God, he's a pain in the ass. I still liked it the day. I still liked it the day that it's like, I gotta play it.
The Beverly High School Marching Panther Band and the Bristol Middle School Band. Enjoy the football game, and we look forward to
So today the younger kids that you see there in the blue uniforms, that is the Bristol Middle School Band, which has been integrated into the Beverly High School Band. Give these young players a little bit of a chance to go out onto the field and mix with their upperclassmen and get a chance to play for the fans.
Little playing time for the JVs. Absolutely.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice touch.
So we'll have the coin toss here in a second, and we'll see what happens.
It's there if you need it. Really? I like it. That's good. Right. And that new coach yet? Chris is good. I know Chris will walk.
So Beverly's captains are Nick Gonzalez, Nick Barry, and Marchand.
Clark Marchand. Let's take a quick look at that.
So the captains are going out to the middle of the field to meet with the referees for the coin toss to see who will kick off and who will receive. More and more these days, Bob, teams are eschewing
receiving. I know they've elected to kick off.
They're eschewing the to receive, and rather they're they're kicking off because they like the idea of their defense stopping. They like the fact that they get the ball first in the second half. So the strategy's changed a little bit.
I would think that if Beverly wins, they will take the ball because I think it's important, as you said, that they mount a drive early, a score early if possible, and that to put them in a more comfortable position. So I would be very surprised if they won the toss and deferred.
Well, and the weather has really come about. We see blue sky up there, some scattered clouds, but as you can see if you're watching, there's shadows on the field. The sun has come out, and it's a very pleasant day. So, Bob, all that rain gear we brought, we can keep it in the tote bags.
Between the two of us, we stopped the rain and
there you go.
Brought the sun out. We should try this more often.
Well, they're having a long conference out there at midfield. Usually they get it over pretty quickly, so I don't know what they're...
Oh, there it goes. I think Danvers has won.
The ref probably forgot to bring the coin with him, and he was asking, does anybody have a...
He just flipped it. Danvers is receiving.
So Danvers will be receiving the ball to start the game. And let's hope that Beverly can put... They desperately need a win here to kind of get their season back on track.
I really think they have a chance to get a win here. However, Danvers had went into last week undefeated and, of course, suffered their first loss of the season. And will probably be playing with a lot of enthusiasm and spirit here today. So a really good defensive stand right here would be huge for Beverly.
Okay. So Jake Laganis usually does the kickoff duties here for Beverly, number 41. So the players are still grouped around their coach right now, and the score, just incidentally for a fan, the time is being kept up here in the booth. Often the time is being kept by the referees down here, but in fact, sitting right next to me is a certified timekeeper, certified by the league, and he has the time on the scoreboard. So the time you see on the scoreboard is the official time in the game. Just one less thing that the referees have to do. So for number 21, Colby Holland, and number 5, Matt McCarty are back for Danvers, and they're back on about their 5-yard line, and Jake Laganis ready to kick off. No, that isn't Laganis.
Nice.
Okay, and it's a short kickoff, and he breaks through the first. Oh boy! A shoestring tackle saved a touchdown. He just broke through the first 2 waves of tacklers and was ready to turn on the Jets upfield, but he had a shoestring tackle. So I don't know whether
it was a nice shoestring tackle too. It was a touchdown saver.
Okay, so
but the kick returner was able to field that punt on the run, a little ahead of steam.
Yeah, it was perfect for a return man.
Right.
And Justin Mullaney is the quarterback for Danvers. He takes the snap, and he rolls to his right, and he manages to evade the first tackler, and he makes about 2 yards out of that. He was rolling to his right, looking for someone open, but couldn't find anybody. And one Beverly man had him back there and missed the tackle. And they actually give him maybe a yard, just short of the 40-yard line.
I did notice that the original man in did take the referee out of bounds pretty good, though.
Gain of 2 by Mullaney brings up 2nd and 8.
So it's a 2nd down and about 8, let's call it, for Danvers. He gives it to the first man through, the fullback, and he finds some running room, and Beverly misses one tackle, misses another. Clayton McAlpine chasing the ball carrier, and that's a long gain for number 21, Colby Holland, all the way down to the 30-yard line. He came up the middle and kind of off the left side of the line and veered to the left, and just found a lot of open running room out there. And once he got past the lineman, it was a foot race between.
And on both the kickoff and on that run, the runners were able to get past the line very quickly.
Yeah, it was Clayton McAlpine finally brought him down. So Mullaney has he's talking to his outside receiver there, Matt McCarthy. Matt McCarthy, who was doing the kickoff duties, and McCarthy's back in motion to the left, and it's a fake run, and he's looking for number 5, and it's a touchdown. No, he dropped the ball. Whew. He was covered pretty well by 2 Beverly defenders.
Defenders all around him, but he was open, and he did have the ball in his hands.
Did. He was one along.
Broken up by Ryan Barrett.
So it'll be a second down and 10 on the Beverly 30-yard line. That was a beautifully thrown pass, beautiful lead, and it hit him right in the breadbasket there. And unfortunately,
as the saying goes, hit him in the worst possible place, right in the hands.
So Mullaney under center, and he's got number 5 again, McCarty out, and at that time he gives to the fullback, and almost no gain. He was hit immediately. The lineman came in very quickly that time.
Good job of sniffing that out.
And that's about a yard.
John Strange on the carry.
A yard gain, so it's 3rd down and 9 for the Danvers Falcons on their first possession of the game. 9 minutes and 34 seconds left in the first quarter. The clock is running.
3rd and 9.
So it's 3rd and 9. And again, they have number 5, Matt McCarty, out wide to the right. And Mullaney under center. Ooh. And again, it's a pass, and he's rushed. Oh, and it's number 21 again, who had that nice long run, Colby Holland. So he didn't make the first down. It'll be a 4th down. He was rushed by 2 Beverly defenders who were right in on him, but I think maybe that was designed to be kind of like a screen over there.
I kind of thought that the right end was offside on that. There was the receiver split out wide to the right here, jumped before the ball went, I thought.
Yeah.
And
well, the referees didn't see that ball.
It was right in front of them, so it's...
All right, so it's a 4th and about 4 for Danvers on the 25-yard line, and they have to get down to the 20. And he gets away from center and goes back into the shotgun position, and it looks like there's a timeout. So
timeout, Danvers.
Danvers takes a timeout. The ball's actually on the 24, and they have to get down to the 20-yard line. So this will be the first test of Beverly's defense, Bob.
Good call. I was just going to say that this is where the defensive stand would look big, and there's 5 yards to get a first down.
A long 5, 4. They have to get to the 20, exactly the 20. So, and Justin Mullaney brings his team out, and he's got 2 wide receiver. He's got Colby and McCarty out on the right, and he gives it to and he's short. They're short. Didn't make it. So Beverly will take over on downs.
Yeah.
That was a keeper by the quarterback, and he got about 2 or 3 yards, but he did not to get down to the 20. So on
I thought that was a good call by Danvers, to tell you the truth, because I figured the defense would be looking for a quick out pass or that full back up the middle again. And so when he did it, I said, "Ooh, this is going to work big." But Beverly sniffed it out perfectly.
Yeah. So Beverly will take over, and Nick Berry, number 10 at quarterback. And let's see if Amir El-Shrafi, who was injured in the last game, I don't think he played the second half last week. He was...
Yeah, he was a little gimpy. He had a little hitch in his giddy up there in the 4th period.
They got Clark Marchand wide to the left and El-Shrafi wide to the right. And 1 man behind, and he's got a man in motion. Stops, and it's a give to the fullback. He's looking for running room, and he's still looking for running room. And I think that might be Malumba. No, that's Clinton McAlpine, yeah. So McAlpine, that was a good second effort to get about 5 yards.
You hear his name a lot in the last few weeks. He's playing good football. Here's Clayton McAlpine. So far, he and Pat Parsons have really come on as the season has progressed.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like he was going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage, but so Beverly comes out about a second and 4, let's call it. They got a man in motion. McAlpine. No, that's Marchand, and Marchand is stopped. Off there for about that time, Marchand stopped and cut back across, kind of a counter play, and he was stopped by an ankle tackle. So it's a 3rd down and 3 for Beverly. The ball is at their 29-yard line. And
I get a feeling that this is going to be determined a lot about how the offense is going to go all game.
So they
3rd and 3 is.
They got an eye for him. It's a quick and it's a hit. Oh, it looks like he tripped. He stumbled as he took the ball and just wasn't able to get any traction. They gave it to the 3rd man through. They had that I formation, Bob, and gave it to the 3rd man through. So it'll be a 4th and.
Going to bring up 4th and 4.
4th and 4, and so Beverly will have to kick.
I couldn't tell whether he slipped, just stumbled over a blade of grass. I don't know, but
it looked to me like he stumbled. As he was going to. And Nick Berry, the quarterback, is going to punt, and they've got Matt McCarthy, number 5, deep. He's down on about his own 34-yard line. It's a long count by. Looks like they got a block on, and he gets a nice end over end, and he's letting it go, and it's rolling down to about the 23-yard line. So that's a good punt.
Yes, it turned out with the roll and everything to be a very effective punt.
Yeah. So with the exchange of 4th downs, Beverly comes out better.
46-yard punt for Nick Berry is down by Marge Malumba.
So with 6 minutes 46 seconds left in the first quarter, the Danvers Falcons will take over for their 2nd possession of the game. They were stopped by Beverly on 4th and 4. Quarterback tried a keeper, and he was stopped a yard or 2 short. And so they've got.
Yeah, they've both faltered on one Beverly on 3rd down.
And he gives to his back, and he's number 5, and looks like he's got a 1st down.
Matt McCarthy.
That's number Matt McCarthy.
Kept his legs straight.
Paul Ofeisch.
Yeah, that just seemed too easy, Bob. Just 11 yards, boom, right up the gut.
Yeah, and he kept his legs moving even when he was moving sideways. He was kind of a crab walk there, and he was gaining yards all the time.
Now, number 11 is Matthew Reedy, wide to the right, and they've got number 8 Zach Dillon, and they give to the fullback, and he gains maybe a couple yards. That was number 10 Russell Canova. Russell Canova, who has just come into the game. He's a sophomore.
Tackled by Justin Cattell.
And so it's a 2nd down and 8, let's call it.
Even though they gained 4, that was a good hit by the
2-yard gain
line.
makes it 2nd and 8.
So
they saw that coming pretty much all the way.
Danvers has got men wide right, wide left, and it's a give to the fullback again, and he's stopped for no gain.
McCarthy on the carry.
And that was McCarthy again. And he was stopped for almost no mail. They give him a yard on that, so it's 3rd down and 6.
I say 3rd and 6.
Yeah, they've got to get down to the 45, up to their 45-yard line for a 1st down. So let's see if Beverly can hold them on this one. They've got Matthew Reedy again wide to the right, and I can't see the number of the left out. And he's back to pass, and it looks like it's to a place, and it's intercepted by Beverly. Oh, great interception. I think that was the captain. I think that was Nick Gonzalez. intercepted that ball.
He was there all the way.
Mullaney passes intercepted.
I don't think the quarterback saw him at any time until it was too late.
Home with the interception for the Panthers.
Yeah, so the man was open there for a second, and by the time the ball got to him, the Beverly defender was able to come in and just wrestle that ball away from the offensive man. That's a great turnaround for Beverly. So Beverly will take 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line of the Danvers Falcons. They've got Clark Marchand wide to the left here on the short side of the field, and it's a give to the second man, Armil El-Shrafi, and he's trying to find some running room, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards. I think they're going to give him 5 yards on that.
And it was all on him.
The referee on the interception for the Panthers.
There was every reason for that to be no gain, and he just kept going.
And I'm sorry, the PA announcer says they have spotters, of course, and we don't, but they give that interception, credit to that interception to Bobby Adams, the great, the end, Beverly's.
He just slipped inside, and he was there most all the way. The quarterback, I think, just saw the outside coverage. And
got Pat Parsons and Duncan Moreland over here wide on the left. And Pat Parsons has been doing a pretty good job here, and it's a fake to the, and it's a long pass, and it's caught. Yes,
beautiful.
By number 7, Tyler Geary, down about the 5-yard line, 4 or 5 yard line. They're going to put the ball right on about the 5. That was beautifully done, and
great pass too.
Yeah, Nick Berry rolled out to his right, and he had a lot of time.
And he was on the full run too, and he just threw a bullet right.
And you saw him. You saw him motion to his receiver, and what's happening here? What happened?
That's what happened.
Oh, is he out of bounds? He must have been out of bounds. Out of bounds, yeah. Well, it's hard for us to see here. This is an angle that we can't.
This angle doesn't work for us.
So it's 3rd down and 6 for Beverly, and it's a give to the second man. Oh, and he's stopped. That's Clark Marchand, and he stopped for a loss. So it's going to be a 4th and about 8 now, 4th and 9 for Beverly. Boy, that's a heartbreaker there. That was a very nice play. Very nice catch by Tyler Geary, and unfortunately,
I still don't know what the call was.
He was out of bounds. He caught it out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Got to bring up 4th and 8.
Or he caught it further downfield. Wow. It was out of the bounds before, and then was the first player back and to touch the ball.
So 3 minutes and 20 seconds in the first quarter, and Beverly's going to go for it, 4th and 8, and they are going for it, and it's a quick pass. Oh, and he dropped. It bounces, like you say, Bob, hit him right in the hands, right in the breadbasket. That was Clark Marchand, and that's not very typical of Clark Marchand. He's usually very sure-handed.
Yeah, but he was turning kind of awkwardly. He was,
kind of turning back towards the ball.
Yes, right. He was turning back towards the backfield instead of turning downfield.
If he had been led the other way, it would have been a little bit different. Yeah, then he could have just caught it in stride. This way, you kind of have to. All right, so the Danvers Falcons take over on downs on their own 34-yard line. They got Mullaney at quarterback. And he gives to the back, number 21, McCarthy. I believe that's Colby Holland. Colby Holland. McCarthy is number 5. They got Colby Holland and Matt McCarthy, 5 and 21 in the backfield. Also number 11, Matthew Reedy.
Colby Holland on
Mathieu Reedy, which is a French player.
5-yard gain. He's going to bring up 2nd down.
No disrespect intended. I'm trying to read that both ways. The way the Americans would read it and the way the French would.
Mathieu, that kind of thing.
Like Mathieu. And it's a give to number 21.
Nice.
Colby Holland.
Carry again.
And he gets maybe a yard, maybe 2. So they're up to about the 40, 30, where is it? The 41-yard line. They have to get to about the 40, 44 for a first down. So it's 3rd down and 3 for Danvers. Justin Mullaney comes back into the huddle after consulting with his coach, and they come out very tight this time. They come out tight. They are in the I formation behind the quarterback. And it's a give to the third man through, and he's looking for running room. And oh my goodness,
He found it.
he's gone. Number 5, Matt McCarthy. Oh, they had it all stacked up and looking for it, and he just broke through, and there was nobody in the backfield. Nobody in the backfield.
Well, when you stack the box, that's the price you pay.
He had nothing but 60 yards of grass in front of him. Oh, unfortunately for Beverly, that was a costly mistake. They stacked that inside. They were looking for that quick hitting play, which it was.
Well, it was. They just didn't plug that hole, and once you get past that, when everybody is stacked in the box and everybody's within 3 or 4 yards of the line of scrimmage,
and they're going to go for 2, and they get it. The number 21, Colby Holland, gets a direct snap, and the Danvers Falcons lead the Beverly Panthers 8-0 with 1 minute and 33 seconds left in the first quarter. That was a heartbreaker there for Beverly. They were holding them quite well, forcing third downs and really not letting them move the ball very well downfield, and he just broke through and 3 steps and he was gone.
The penalty for not having one defensive player stay back is tough in a case like that, because the running back only has to go 3 or 4 yards and he's free. And there's nothing, as you said, between him and the goal line except green grass.
So it looks like Beverly is sending back usually Clark Marchand and Pat Parsons. Clark Marchand and Pat Parsons. Usually Almir Al-Shrafi is back there with Clark, but he has been injured, but he has been playing, so maybe they're just trying to
trying to get some speed in here as opposed to a bull rusher. I'm thinking. I don't know.
And there's the kickoff, and it's picked up by Marchand, and Marchand breaks through. Well, look at him go. He's running down. It's the kicker, and he's looking like he's going to go. No, he went out of bounds.
He got pushed out for the last.
The kicker. It was the kicker. Was the last desperation. He just sprinted down that sideline, and that was about picked it up on about the 8.
And he just scooped it up off the ground too.
Yeah.
And every justification to just fall on it, he just took the chance, picked it up, and he was off to the races. He was right on the sideline though, so any kind of a nudge would push him out. Which
42-yard kickoff return.
So that was about a 42-yard kickoff return, and Marchand comes off the field. Illegal substitution. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what a time to get it. This is typical. This is what happens at Beverly. They get a good field position, 1st and 10, and then they get a penalty like illegal substitution. Clark Marchand came off the field. I got to feel that so it's a 1st and 15 from the 48-yard line of Danvers. This was a great opportunity for Beverly to get right back into this game by doing a quick score here. And now they're faced with a 1st and 15.
That penalty wasn't as bad as the one early in the game against
Parsons,
but it did set them back.
Lucky that wasn't intercepted there. Number 5, that was Matt McCarthy.
He's kind of a workhorse for them.
Offense and defense.
Nice diving
by Matt McCarthy.
Deflection there.
So Beverly has a 2nd and 15 from the 48-yard line of Danvers. It's really important here for Beverly to come back quickly, Bob, and get a score here.
Had a good run back
they might call Al-Shrafi for being offsides. The ref is looking very no, he doesn't. Oh, and it's a give to the, and he's stacked up for about a 3-yard loss.
On the carry.
He had no chance.
So it's a 3rd and about 17,
Franklin
18.
Abatessa on the tackle for Danvers.
3rd and 17, let's call it. Oh boy, oh boy. So Duncan Moreland has been coming in a little bit more often for for Beverly. Amir Al-Shrafi looks like he's coming off rather gingerly.
Yeah.
Amir, of course, is a workhorse for Beverly. And so, and they have Duncan Moreland wide to the left, and Pat Parsons in the slot, and Nick Berry's in the shotgun, waiting for the snap. He gets the snap, and there he is. And it's a long pass to number. Oh boy, that was number 11. Matthew Reedy was closer to the ball than any Beverly player. So it looks like Beverly will have to squander this opportunity on this. On this good field position and an excellent run back by Clark Marchand.
Like
a little over 22 seconds left in the first quarter. And again, Bob, it's
only a 5-yard penalty, but it's a drive stopper.
Yeah. So and Nick Berry usually is the punter, and he takes the snap. Whoa. It's high. Oh boy, that ball's only going to go about 10 yards, and it's out of bounds. No, it's in the field of play, but it's on the 30, 38, 37-yard line. So that very bad punt. That's practically.
Yep.
That was.
He was under tremendous pressure. If he was going to kick it, he had to get it away quickly, and
that was an opportunity.
It was sky high, but it didn't go very far.
He just got too much under it. They had a chance to pin Danvers way back with that punt. Even a 30 or 40-yard punt would have.
But he had two Danvers pass rushes right in his face, but he had to get it off quick.
So Mullaney comes out. And he gives to his running back. Oh my God. And there he goes. Yep. Matt McCarthy, another long touchdown. He was hit by one Beverly player, two Beverly players, three Beverly players. Couldn't bring him down. Then he just popped loose and ran for 64 yards.
No, he could not bring him down. They couldn't even just hold him up so that the rest of the defense could help with the cover.
This is the problem they had very early on, Bob, just not being able to stick those tackles. I mean, they seemed to have the guy wrapped up, and he just kept moving his legs, and it's a 64-yard.
I'd be much more comfortable if Beverly just kept one player back, like a free safety in 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, just to prevent that kind of thing from happening.
Boy, that's just a heartbreaker for Beverly. Two plays, just that's all. The whole game is two long runs, and that Beverly gave up. And now the refs are having a hard time. It looks like they're penalizing Beverly for something, motion or something, or maybe another illegal substitution. I'm not sure, but this. And they're gonna run for it. And
that's close. I don't know whether they made it or not.
I don't think they're not given a sign. I guess they didn't make it. No. So Beverly stopped them. So
2-point conversion is no good.
So at the end of the first quarter, the score is the Danvers Falcons 14 and the Beverly Panthers 0. And the entire game was two long runs by Matt McCarthy, where he just popped through the Beverly defense, and almost identical on both those runs.
Exactly. I think Danvers has found that if you can just get a quick hitter through the line of scrimmage, there's nobody behind the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are busy trying to plug holes, but there's just nobody back to prevent the long run, or at least slow down the run so somebody could catch up.
So Beverly will be receiving. They got Pat Parsons back, and I don't see Clark Marchand out there yet.
Yeah, he's going.
Oh, there he is. Clark Marchand and Pat Parsons back. They'll be back on about their 5-yard line. And let's identify the kicker here for number 8, who is Zach Dillon. He's a captain, a co-captain for Danvers, along with Justin Mullaney, who's the quarterback. So he's a big guy. Tight end linebacker, senior. Big guy, boy.
Wasn't he on Gunsmoke? Something.
And It's a short kickoff. It's taken by one of the shorter men. What's going on? What happened?
Fair catch.
What happened?
Fair catch.
Oh, I didn't see the fair catch sign. There was a case there that the two Beverly men they could have dropped that ball. The two Beverly men collided.
Eric DiPietro on the fair catch for the Panthers.
So Beverly will take over 1st and 10 at the beginning, 11 minutes exactly, the beginning of the second quarter. Jake Doyen is going in for Pat Parsons, and Nick Berry will bring him out. They have 1st and 10 on their 25-yard line. They need a good drive here. They need to get downfield.
They need a confidence builder. I will say that.
Well, those two long runs were backbreakers. They were just backbreakers. And Clark Marchand is wide right. Oh, they might have drawn him off sides, and oh boy, there's no gain there. They're right up the middle, and the Beverly, the Danvers defenders were in that hole before them.
On the carry.
And they give him a yard on that. So it's 2nd down and 9 for Beverly. El Shrafi is back in the game. And Pat Parsons and Clark Marchand are out wide to the right. And it's a it's going to be a hold. It's going to be a hold against Beverly, unfortunately. He landed on the Beverly. It was a block below the knees. I don't know about that. I was watching that. It just looked like they got tangled up and fell over each other. So Beverly will take another penalty here. This might be a 15-yarder, I think. Or do they have any 15-yard penalties in high school? Certainly a 10-yarder. Where are they going to back? They're going to be back deep. So it's back to the 15-yard line. They've got to get to the 35. So it's 2nd down and 20 for Beverly.
I still haven't seen the call, so I'm assuming that was a hold.
No, it was a block below the knees.
Okay.
Block below the knee. But it's just a weird call because he blocked them and they both fell over each other from what I could see. But anyway, I'm not down there on the field. And Beverly takes a timeout with 10 minutes and 1 second left in the first half. And the Danvers Falcons are ahead of the Beverly Panthers 14-0. What do you think so far, Bob?
Well, I think, to tell you the truth, Danvers has moved the ball pretty well, and they've had those 2 long runs, which are absolute backbreakers. And Beverly just hasn't been able to plug the holes that they've been running through. I think that the defensive line has got to be more assertive, or that perhaps that the defensive backfield it shouldn't be that shouldn't be trying to rush the line of scrimmage so much, because once the runner gets past the line of scrimmage, boy, there's just nobody back there.
Absolutely no one. But that last one. That last run, I mean, there were at least 3 Beverly tacklers that seemed to have him wrapped up, and they just seemed he just kept moving and wiggling, and they fell off of him, and they're back on the.
They were in an awkward position, but all I was looking for was that they would just kind of slow him down, hold him up a little bit, so that the rest of the defense could get back into the play, but they couldn't. The runner just kept going, churning his legs, as you said. And
so 2nd and 22 for Beverly. The ball's on their own 16-yard line. And
I personally like Saturday afternoon games, but I can see
Barry, he just couldn't find anybody open. He makes, I guess he gained up to about the 17-yard line. So
No,
a very, very short gain on that one.
He had nobody open. He was
he was looking and looking. He had a lot of time to throw, but the Danvers pass coverage was excellent there. They couldn't find.
Well, there was only one receiver out there, so the whole backfield was all around him. And Nick Berry was right. He should have he kept the ball, which was fine, but he could have also just thrown it out of bounds because he was way out of the pocket by the time that he get rid of it.
So it's a third and 18 for Beverly. They got El-Shrafi and Parsons flanked to the right, Clark Marchand to the left, Barry in the shotgun, and he's got Clayton McAlpine back there with him. Takes the snap. There's Parsons open, and he throws it in the. Oh, is it intercepted or not? No, they say he dropped the ball, but that was close. He underthrew him. He was open. Clark Marchand was open, but he underthrew him and gave the defender a chance to catch the ball, but he just couldn't get his arms around it. So Beverly will have to punt 4th down and 18. They've got the ball on their own 17-yard line, so it looks like Danvers will come up with very good field position. They have number 5, Matt McCarthy, who's just been a terror here in the game. He's waiting at the 45, 46-yard line of Beverly. So they'll get it on the Beverly side of the field when they take over here, absent an incredible punt.
He's the only runner. He's the only receiver.
And there he gets and McCarthy, and he's tackled immediately by Beverly players, but they got a very short field again, Bob. 44-yard line of Beverly.
Mars Malumba on the stop for the Panthers.
So Danvers will take over 1st and 10 on the Beverly 44-yard line. There's 9 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first half.
Yep, they're in a good position again, is Danvers. Can't fault the coverage on that kick.
So Mulaney is under center. He's got number 6 in there now, who's and it's a give to the second man. It's McCarthy again, and he almost did the same. He keeps moving and squirming. He's a deceptive runner. He's in a big guy. He's kind of a small guy. He's probably the smallest player out there for Danvers.
He can run sideways faster than I can run forwards. He just keeps shifting to his left or to his right. The tacklers just keep missing him.
Well, Bob, thank you for that.
Of course.
I think the fans, that's very descriptive. So it's 2nd down and 5 for Danvers. They have the ball on the 39-yard line of Beverly, and they give again to McCarthy, and he's looking for, and that time, no, there's a penalty. I don't know what.
Tackled by Nick Gonzalez.
Oh, there's two penalties. Looks like offsetting penalties here. I don't know what the penalties were.
Initial hunch was a face mask there, but I don't know what this call is here.
I saw the ref motion 2 different penalties. I didn't see, he did it very quickly, but he said there should be offsetting penalties unless they enforce they're going to enforce the face mask, looks like. No? No, one of the Danvers players is pleading with the referees, and he's making his case, but it looks like the referees are going to mark it off against Danvers.
Yeah, that's right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-yard penalties. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for Danvers. Number 6 who has come in for Danvers is Isaac Downs, who you've seen in motion in the backfield. The referees are still debating this call.
Yeah,
they're not quite sure what happened. Number 8 is trying to give them some advice there. You see he's explaining the rules to the referee. That's their kicker, number 8. He's a co-captain. That's Zach Dillon.
I wonder if this is an illegal formation.
Trust me, guys, I took geometry. No, he's going to give him another. No, they waved it off. Now, Coach Morency is pretty upset now on the Beverly side of the field. The referee comes over now to explain it to Coach Morency. After Zach Dillon, the captain of Danvers, set the referee straight and told him exactly what
and won his argument. He was
now the referee's trying to.
He was very convincing there because he was waving his arms and making a strong point, whatever the point was.
No, the referee is still discussing it with the coach, so he's not letting the Falcons come out and snap the ball. So
just an awful lot of confusion here.
Yeah, I mean,
and they've got me confused, frankly.
Yeah, Coach Moritz is very demonstrative on what he thought he saw, and he's walking away from the referee. Coach Moritz is shaking his head, and he's just not happy with that turn of events.
That's a sure sign that he's lost his argument.
So it's a 3rd and 5 for the Danvers Falcons, and their quarterback Mullaney brings them up. They've got number 11 Matthew Reedy wide out to the left, and they've got a new guy in the backfield, number 33, looks like John Strangey, and Mullaney is and he's sacked for about a 8-yard, 9-yard loss. So it'll be a 4th down, and that looks like Danvers will be. So Beverly did hold them, and this is what they need. If they can come back and put at least one score on the board here before halftime, they'll be getting the second half kickoff. So that gives them.
Stop by the Panthers brings up 4th
the pass rush was in there pretty quickly, and the coverage was good. So the quarterback actually just went down on his own before he got.
So the co-captain Zach Dillon is punting. He's got all the time in the world, and it's Clark Marchand, and one man shoestring tackle him. If that man would have missed, he had 10 or 15 open yards in front of him.
At least 10.
Yeah, there was just okay. So Beverly will take over on their own, I think, 25-yard line. It's about the 26. The nose of the ball is right around the 26-yard line. So Beverly will take over again, and let's see if they can't get some movement and get a couple of first downs and move down the field.
I'm really looking for an improvement in the running game here. I just want to see a sustained drive. And
so they got Marchand and Parsons wide to the right, and they got Clayton McAlpine in the back of the equipment. It's a give to McAlpine, and he's fighting, and he gains about 7 yards right up the middle. Sorry, that wasn't McAlpine. That was Amir El-Shrafi. Excuse me. I thought that was number 12, but it was number 2. Yeah. So Beverly has a 2nd down and 2. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. The clock is running. That is the official time on the scoreboard. So now they've got one man wide to the left.
Oh, they got him.
No,
they got him.
They got him. I think they. No, they. Yeah, because Barry kind of hitched back a little bit, I think, and drew him off sides.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, he gave that little.
I saw the defensive line jump and then try. I knew he didn't get back in time.
No, so instead of a 2nd and 2, now they're going to have a 2nd and 7. No, now this is still another penalty. If they don't get good yardage on this, they'll be faced with another 3rd and long. So Beverly, the ball is back on the 29-yard line. So it's 2nd and 7 for Beverly. They've got a tight formation, and it's a give to the second man, and he's just he gains about 2 or 3 yards there. So it'll be a third and about 3. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Where's the mark? Okay, they have about 3rd and a long 3, let's say. So 6 minutes and 16 seconds left in the first half. And Pat Parsons comes off the field, and I wish Beverly would sometimes go back. They've used that hurry-up offense. This kind of stuff just, they need to put a score on the board, and they're sitting in that huddle, and
the quarterback
they take up 30 seconds in the huddle on every play.
I don't remember them having the quarterback call this many plays in the previous game. He's calling most all the plays now.
And it's a give to the fullback, and he makes the first down. That's Clayton McAlpine made the first down. So 5 minutes and 38 seconds. They got to get moving here. They've only got 5.5 minutes. They got to score here.
I'm impressed with Clayton McAlpine. The last 3 games, his name gets called a lot, and he always seems to get the job done.
And El Shrafi comes out of the game. Justin Cattell is out as well. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. They waste so much time in that huddle. So they got Duncan Moreland wide to the right as well as, so it's a give, and there's a good thought. So maybe a couple yard gain up the middle. So it's 4 minutes 49 seconds left. They've used up 50 seconds on 2 running plays. Four minutes and 35 seconds left, and they're just trotting out there.
Yeah, I would be more enthused about the running game. I agree with the fact that they should be pounding the ball, but they're not gaining that much on per run. So at this stage of the game,
so much time. 30 seconds there between.
It's time to open it up a little bit.
And they give it to the second man through, and it's Elmir El-Shrafi, and he gets a first down to about the 45-yard line, and I think he's out of bounds.
And that's good for another Panthers first down.
So it's 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the half, and the ball is at the 47-yard line of Danvers.
That was a good run by El-Shrafi. He got to the outside very quickly before the defense had a chance to string it out and get a first down yardage out of it. Nice run.
Yeah, exactly, Bob. Yep. So.
You go to the double tight end, you bring them inside. You kind of make them play your style of football.
And he gives to and that's Clayton McAlpine. He gets about 5 yards. 4 minutes and 4 seconds.
That's good. I'll give him 4 anyway, at least.
Yeah, so it's second down in about 6, 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Come on, move. He just waddles.
4-yard carry.
Just kind of trots back to that huddle. 3 minutes and 44. I can't get over this.
I don't know why the coaches couldn't call like 2 or 3 plays at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's another run up the middle. And it looks like it'll be a third down in about 3 minutes and 25 seconds. The clock is running. And then, and then they're just dawdling back. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And Nick Berry comes out into the huddle. It's a third down and 2. It's a third down and a long 2. And number 72 for Beverly is in at center, Billy Woolley. And they've got Pat Parsons wide to the right. And again, it's Clayton McAlpine, and he's looking to get him. And he's still going. He's down to the 20-yard line. That was a nice run by Clayton McAlpine.
2 sweeps to the left side, and they both worked well.
Yeah, you got it, Bob. You're a big Clayton McAlpine fan.
I am. I'm impressed with him. I know that we started maybe the 3 games back. All of a sudden, we were hearing his name a lot. We were calling his name a lot. And justifiably so.
Oh, no, not another penalty.
Yeah, these are killers.
Oh, this is a killer.
This must be a hold. It's got to be a hold, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh my goodness. Oh, hold against Beverly. So it'll be a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12. Oh, boy. How many times is this going to happen? Every time they get a big run, they get a touchdown, something big happens, and then they get called for a penalty. That's a difference there of.
Yep, I didn't see the hole because it was a tough angle for us.
No.
There was a lot of players bunched up on the other side of the field, but.
So it's 3rd and 3 for Beverly at the 49-yard line of Danvers.
3rd and 13.
No, I'm sorry, 3rd and 13, and it's another run up the middle, and He gets it down to the 45-yard line, so it's a 4th down. I don't understand the strategy here. They're not.
Nor do I.
2 minutes and 24 seconds. The clock is running, and Beverly's got a 4th down and 8. And
I'm thinking that Danvers will just drop a couple of guys back and keep the play in front of them right here.
So Pat Parsons comes off. 2 minute, 1:59, 1:58. The clock is running. Beverly's going for it. And got Duncan Moreland. And it is to Duncan Moreland, and it's broken up. It's broken up by number 6, Isaac Downs.
Yeah, he tried to thread the needle. And
he did, yeah.
The hole of the needle closed up very quickly right there.
Yeah, so here's another example of a penalty just thwarting Beverly. They had a nice, they were down to the 20-yard line on that long run by Moreland and, McAlpine. And now minute 44, Danvers.
Yeah, they could score.
They could score here, yeah. They've shown
a lot of time if you use clock management.
They've got Matt McCarthy on the left-hand side here wide. And it's a pass to the flat. And he still is on his feet. Boy, oh boy, that was second and third effort for the Danvers player there. They just couldn't bring him down. So it's a 2nd down and about 4 for Danvers. They come right out, and I say, why can't Beverly do this? Why can't they come just straight out?
This is the way they should be doing it. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, and he's got all the time he throws it, and it's incomplete. Now, why can't Beverly do that?
Laney pass is incomplete.
I don't have the answer for you. I agree, though. I wish they would. I think they should be doing that.
So it's a 3rd and 4 for Danvers.
3rd down and 4.
And
this is
so far it's been all Danvers.
I've had the inclination to say this is no place to throw the long pass, but that's really probably is a place to throw a long pass.
Again,
there's only 47 seconds left, and maybe just throw it up there and hope for the best.
McAlpine, Marchand, and Pat Parsons wide to the right, and they got 2 men wide to the left. And now what's happening? There's a stoppage of play.
Yeah, I think it's a timeout.
Timeout, yeah, because they see 5 receivers out there for Beverly. They kind of wanted to regroup a little bit. They don't want to give up a long score here, Bob. It makes it a one-score game.
And they're right back in the game.
They're right back in the game, right. So
alertly decided that wasn't going to be a good idea. Well, when they stack this side of the field,
and
they might as well be in Newfoundland. I can't even see the side of the field.
So he's rolling. And the ball, Nick Berry throws. It's complete to who is that? McAlpine. And it's pretty close to the first down. I think they're going to give it to them. Yeah. Where is he placing it? Yeah, he's going to give it to them. Yeah, clearly.
They didn't take much time off the clock, though. That was okay.
Well, they took about 8 seconds off the clock, and Beverly called a timeout. So the ball is now. I can't even see where the ball. Oh, there it is. It's on the 26-yard line, 24-yard line. Yeah. So it's 1st and 10 for Beverly. The ball's on their own 24-yard line. There are only 39.6 seconds left in the first half. So they've got Duncan Moreland wide to the right along with Clark Marchand. They've got McAlpine and Parsons out to the right. And Nick Berry in the shotgun. And Clark Marchand. Now he's rolling to his left. He throws the ball, and it's picked up by Duncan Moreland. And
Nick Berry passes complete to Duncan Moreland.
And that's a first down. It's about an 11-yard gain.
I think his knee touched the ground just as he caught it.
Yeah. Yeah, he caught the ball and then his knee hit. So Beverly takes another timeout. 30.6 seconds left. They have the ball on their own 35-yard line. They still have 65 yards to go for.
It looks like a flag. I think it's water. A kid drove by.
Yeah. They're throwing it. I saw one of these guys go like this. I think timeout.
What's your name? Okay, so both teams are grouped around their coaches, getting some instructions here. 30 seconds.
Trying to come up with a 30-second strategy here to go 65 yards. And how to stop that from happening. So,
well, if you throw it, and they catch it and get it right out of bounds, and tell them don't resist the opportunity or resist the urge to cut back in field because you're not going to make it, and then we're going to run out of time. It's tough for a player to do that, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Because he wants to score, he wants to show what he can do.
It's going to be tough for him to get open in the first place because Danvers is going to be all over them.
Yeah, the Danvers defensive backs are very good. They cover these. And so they've got El Shrafi, Parsons, and Clark Marchand wide to the right. Now there's another whistle. Now what's going on?
Timeout Danvers?
I can't tell what's going on, but there's another. Now it looks like Danvers called the timeout.
Yeah, there was a Danvers timeout. Well, they lined up with a 3-man front, and they had 8 men in the defensive backfield. And so they're clearly expecting this to be a pass, justifiably so, I would say. But it's going to be tough to make a completion here because the Danvers Falcons have got 8 guys back there deep, including a couple guys playing deep to prevent anything, trying to keep the play completely in front of them.
So they're only sending in 3 men rushing. And
that's just a 3-man line, 3-man rush.
I used to join the peanut butter all the time.
Beverly just doesn't have one of those real speedy, players that can outrun, go on a fly route and you get it out there to him. Although, Barry, he's a good player and all, but I think we remarked on this in the last game, Bob. He doesn't have a gigantic arm. He doesn't have a rifle arm. He can throw it up to 30, 40 yards, but beyond that, I think that's kind of out of his range.
I agree. This is a great spot to just step back and loft one as far as you can throw it. You hope you can get 50, 60 yards on it, and the receiver can run under it.
Well, the sun has come out. Actually, it's turned out to be quite a nice day here at Hurd Stadium.
Beautiful day.
So they got El Shrafi, Pat Parsons, and Clark Marchand. Marchand in motion to the left. And and it's caught by Marchand. Marchand looks like he might score.
He is. Whoa.
And he scores. Oh my goodness. What a play. Boy, did we need that. Clark Marchand caught I don't know how he got extricated from all those players.
I don't either. He
was on the far sideline.
Clearly broke 2 tackles. It looked like they were short tackles.
Yeah, he did. He broke 2 tackles.
64-yard touchdown pass.
And that puts Beverly right back into this game. Well,
of course, I should have told you that you don't have to throw the ball 54 yards to get a 54-yard touchdown out of it.
I think he got your vibrations, Bob. I think he knew what you meant by that. So
Clark Marchand is shifty in the backfield.
Well, they got Jake Leganis to kick the point, although he did not kick off. And it's good.
Is it?
No. Boy.
No, it looked
it looked to me like it went through the uprights, but so with 16.5 seconds left in the first half, the visiting Danvers Falcons lead the Beverly Panthers 14-6. I would think that Beverly will probably do an onside kick or something like that, or just a squibber. Don't give the deep backs, a chance to get their hands on the ball.
Well, that's
what do you think,
call.
Bob?
I think that's a good call. But on the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me if they belted it either. So an onside squibble would be a good call right here.
Well, I have to admit, I was a little bit pessimistic on that last drive, but the Panthers came through.
Yeah.
That was, Marchand was...
I thought, once he made the reception and he had the defensive backs all over him, I thought...
Yeah, it looked like
he would get out of bounds. I was already planning the next call, and he relieved me of that responsibility.
So they got Matt McCarthy on the 20-yard line. He's moving back. And Jake, no, that's not Jake Leganis. That looks like Duncan Moreland, actually. I can't see the second half of his number. And he gets a kind of a and it's to Matt McCarthy.
So one's bound. Watch out.
McCarthy, look at this.
That's it. Slow him up. That's it.
It's 8.6 seconds. He takes it over midfield. No, he takes it right to midfield. And he almost broke that, Bob.
He would have broken it, but this time that Beverly defense was able to slow him down, which is everything.
My goodness, that was kind of a heart stopper there.
He had to stop.
I think there's probably going to be one more play, the last play of the first half. The ball is tip of the ball is right at midfield, and Beverly sends men deep. So Matt McCarthy is wide to the left. And Mulaney drops back, and he throws, and it's caught, and he's still in bounds. I think that's the half.
Yep.
No, that's the half.
Unless he went out of bounds.
No, that's the half. So with at the end of the first, is there a flag? No. What's going on here? The time has expired.
Yeah, there's a player down over there. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's the.
Justin Mulaney pass is complete to Matthew Reedy.
If he went out of bounds, there was still a couple of seconds left.
Now, what is going on there? I guess they're giving them another down. They're giving them a first down, but the time has expired.
Yeah, but the clock kept running even even after the completion. And if he had been out of bounds, the clock probably should have stopped with 2 or 3 seconds ago.
Danvers calls time out with 1 second left in the half.
So this would be a 43-yard field.
Well,
So this is a crazy turn of events.
Well,
What a crazy turn of events with you know.
I got to cover the timekeeper here because there was no indication from the referee or the sideline judge that there had been an out-of-bounds play there.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, it looked to me like he was inbounds. So I don't know what's going on. So this is the co-captain, Zach Dillon, is going to try a this is going to be where they at 30, 20, 26, 36-yard field goal.
Zach Dillon on for a 43-yard field goal.
Sorry.
He's got the 10 yards of the end zone, too.
Yeah, it's up. And it's, oh my goodness, it's got the distance, but it's wide to the left.
Kick is no good.
He drove it.
He had the distance, but didn't have the... So at the end of the first half, the guest Danvers Falcons lead the Beverly Panthers 14-6. And Bob, what do you think of that first half?
Well, I think that Danvers dominated until right at the last minute or two of play when when Beverly made a nice 54-yard touchdown pass and run. It actually got them back in the game. Despite the fact that this score could be much worse than it is, Beverly is actually in this game. They're only 8 points down. They're only a touchdown down.
Right, and they will be receiving the second half kickoff. So from Hurd Stadium, we'll see you after the halftime activities, and we'll be back for the second half kickoff in just a little bit.
Okay.
You are watching BevCam. Here, anyone can come to the studio to make their own local TV show. Contact us with your idea. We'll help you get started with producing your own show, editing it, and then we'll broadcast it to all of Beverly for your friends and family to see. You might even get some new fans. We also film local events like sports, music, city council meetings, and more. If you miss out on anything in town, you can catch up on it here. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Contact us at 978-927-5544 or email us at admin@bevcam.org.
Chemical Engineering Company, Prince Universal Society of Salem.
My group made a short film, North Shore Music Theater.
I wrote a book of poetry.
I surveyed Briscoe Middle School students, a history and culture review of the North Shore. I did different diets for 4 weeks.
I student directed the musical at Briscoe.
North Shore 104.9.
Ostrom, Sylvania, which is a lighting company.
I worked with a breast cancer surgeon at Beth Israel Hospital in Boston.
What I made was a phone charger.
I made birdhouses.
I just recorded music.
American Film Studies 2 curriculum.
Francesca's, which is a clothing store
at Centerville Elementary School in Mrs. Roy's first grade class.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
R-O-B-B-E-R-Y 36. C-A-R-E-L-E-S-S 22. W-I-T-N-E-S-S 20. C-O-M-P-U-L-S-I-V-E 32. M-O-N-E-Y 10. T-H-E-F-T 6. D-E-B-T 6. A-U-T-O 4. R-U-N-N-I-N-G 10. E. C-O-N-V-I-C-T 14. A-R-R-E-S-T J-A-I-L 0 points.
Attention! All prisoners must return to their jail cells immediately. Rec time is now over.
Listen. All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly, everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
you feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize
unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
Suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
listen.
Creativity is putting your imagination to work, and it's produced the most extraordinary results in human culture. Dreams come from inspiration. Inspiration comes from an idea. And ideas come from creativity. We believe in raising up a new generation of creative minds. And it all starts with you. Help sponsor the award-winning Beverly High School Media Program so the students can have the resources they need to make dreams happen.
Marching Panther Band. This concludes today's performance. The band looks forward to playing for you again on Thanksgiving Day over at Bertram Field in Salem. Thank you for all of your support in music education in Beverly schools, and enjoy the second half.
over there on.
All right, we're going to draw the winning 50-50 ticket. Going to draw the winning 50-50 number. Our pot this week is going to be $361. So grab your tickets. The winning number is 4615058. Again, 4615058.
Two weeks in a row. It's got to be a record. You were just saying you hit it last week too.
Well, Bob and I were checking our tickets for the 50-50 raffle, and as usual,
I'm a little closer this week than I usually. Most weeks I didn't even have the right color ticket. But,
and the gentleman who just won the 50-50 raffle is a friend of some of the folks here in the press box. And can you believe it? He won the 50-50 raffle 2 weeks in a row.
I think we should mug him. don't let him get too far away.
Ask him if he can borrow $10, will you? Okay, so, well, they've actually switched fields on us here, switched sides of the field. The Beverly Panthers now they're going to be looking into the sun to start off the third quarter.
I'd like to see them come out with a little enthusiasm here. I'd like to see them really taking the game to Danvers in this half, and if they do, I think they can win it.
Yeah. If they score here, if they score here, I think it's a brand new ball game. Obviously, it'll be.
I'd like to see them come out hitting and moving and getting out of the huddle faster. Those are the things that I think can swing the tide here.
So Pat Parsons is back with Clark Marchand and Zach Dillon, number 8, big Zach Dillon, co-captain of the Danvers Falcons, is kicking off. And Beverly's waiting to kick off, and it's a short kick taken by one of the up men. And he takes it out to about the 36, 37-yard line. He took that ball in about the 25. So with that short kick, that gives Beverly fairly decent field position here over their 35. And let's see them come out. Bob, I agree. I'd like to see them come out with a lot of enthusiasm here.
Yep.
Get some quick first downs and score and make this a whole new ball game.
Yeah, get some yardage on the first couple of plays, then get back into the huddle and out of the huddle quickly.
So it looks like
take it right
Beverly
to Danvers.
starts out 1st and 10 on the 37.
So Beverly is 1st and 10 on the 37. Beverly center is Billy Woolley. And they've got 2 men out wide to the left and 1 man out wide to the right.
And they got a slot receiver.
Nick Berry, and he gives it to the back. Looks like Al Shrafi. No, he fumbles the ball, and look who's... Oh, and it's picked up by Danvers. That was Clayton McAlpine with the ball, and he fumbled it on the first play of the second half, and Danvers takes over at the Beverly 45-yard line.
All right, that was a rocky start.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Talk about bad timing, a bad time to have a fumble.
We already have our winner already. Perfect. No worries. I'm like, I think I have that.
So it's a turn of events here. Beverly, boy, oh boy, Bob.
Yep, that's...
So Danvers takes over on the 45-yard line of Beverly. They've got number 11, Matthew Reedy, wide to the right, and they got an I formation behind the quarterback. He gives it to the second man through, and he's kind of smothered there by a whole host of Beverly tacklers after about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
And the first defender that hit him, slowed him down, but almost stopped him. But he was ball hawking too. That was a good sign.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that too.
He was swiping at the ball.
Yeah. So that was about a 2 yard gain, maybe 2.5 yard gain. So Danvers will have a second. Let's call it 2nd and 8. And they have the ball at the 43 yard line of Beverly. Again, they have Matthew Reedy out on the right, and it's a quarterback keeper, and he gains about 2 yards, 3 yards.
Justin Mullaney on the keeper.
And that was Justin Mullaney, their quarterback, so it's a 3rd and about 5. The ball is right at the 40 yard line of Beverly. So let's see if Beverly can hold them here, and what do you think? If it's a 4th down, do you think they'll go for it?
That's a tough call. If I was a coach, I mean, I think I might try to pin Beverly a little further back, but Beverly offensively didn't look good in the first series, and maybe I'd go for it.
All right, so they got the I formation going here, and Mullaney under center, and he's down.
And he fumbled.
And he fumbled the ball.
He might have been down.
Depending upon whether they called him down, but that was a 10. That's about a 13. It was about an 18-yard loss, 20-yard loss there. So they had the ball at the 40, so it's a 10, 20, 21-yard loss on that. So it's a 4th down and 10, 25, 26. So they'll force a punt. I don't think Danvers will go for it on 4th and 21. So they've got
the difference between what they had and what they're looking at now.
Clark is way back. Whoa, look at that, and they had nobody rushing. Oh my goodness! And it's a bad kick.
What a terrible kick! He shanked it.
Oh, Beverly had nobody rushing. Nobody rushing.
Still going up with great field position here.
And they're about where they were before.
Yep.
That's where they lost the ball in the 45, and they're getting it back on about the 45.
20-yard.
Actually, the 41.
Zach Dillon.
So in that exchange, they lost 4 yards on that exchange.
So as you said, there was absolutely no pressure on the kicker.
No, the Beverly players stopped. They didn't even pursue. They just stopped.
No, they were strictly in the run back mode. They weren't going for the block. They were going to try to run it back, and they were all dropping back to block.
So Pat Parsons and Clark Marchand are wide to the left. They've got McAlpine, I think, and Parsons on the other side. And it's a give up the middle to Elmir El-Shrafi. And he gains about 5 yards down over the 45-yard line. And the ball is, where do they spot it? Right just over the 45-yard line. So it's about a 2nd and 5.
4-yard gain brings up.
And El-Shrafi was waving the ball around there as he was being tackled.
That's not good.
It was just hanging out there waiting for somebody to take a swipe at it.
All right, so they have Pat Parsons and Clark Marchand wide to this side, and it's a toss to Marchand, and he's trying to get around the outside, and he stays in bounds, and it's very close to the 1st down, probably short by about a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and about 1. Where's he placing it? No.
Yeah.
So it's about 1.
Completion.
They've got to get just over the 50-yard line, about the 49.5-yard line of Danvers. So they need about a yard. And it's a quarterback keeper, and he's over. The whole pile moved forward about 3 or 4 yards. So
nice push.
1st down for Beverly.
Berry on the keeper.
And it'll be a 1st down on the 48-yard line of Danvers.
Just what you needed there was a nice push by the offensive line. They just moved them back about 4 or 5 yards. Speaking of the Danvers defensive line.
So Beverly's moved the ball about 15 yards or so here after taking over on the 40. Not quite 15. 12 yards. They took over on the 41. And Nick Berry under center. And he gives it to, I think that's Clayton McAlpine.
Clayton McAlpine.
And McAlpine gains about 8 yards on that one.
Oh, yeah, he had a great hole.
Yeah.
Great hit, a lot of running on there.
So they're down to the 41-yard line of Danvers. It'll be a second down in about 2 or 3, somewhere between 2 and 3. So let's hope they can keep moving this ball.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see right now.
Nice sustained drive here. Wear their defense down a little bit.
And do it with, like they've been doing, the offensive line's been pushing the Danvers defensive line backs, and exactly what I was kind of looking to see.
They've got El Shrafi back, and he gives it to El. Oh, and the defensive player was in the back. He could have took the handoff. The defensive player there was deeper in the backfield than Nick Berry
was okay if it's going to be a screen pass, but
so now it's third down and about 1.5 yards now. They gotta
not on a short run. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, they've got to convert here. They've got to get back into this game. Center comes out, Bill Woolley, and they got Marchand and El Shrafi. No, they got Clayton McAlpine and El Shrafi. He's looking. Oh, timeout. So Beverly calls a timeout. Nick Berry looked over at the coach, and the coach gave him a timeout signal right away.
Yeah, he didn't like where his receivers were.
Something was not right.
Out there on this side, he kept looking at them like that wasn't where they were supposed to be.
And Tyler Geary checks back into the lineup. So the coach, Andrew Morency, is talking with Nick Berry. They've got a long yard, about 1.5 yards. They've got to get down to about the 38.5, and their ball is straddling the 40.
In retrospect, I think that was going to be a quick out pass out here to the flat, and he didn't like the way his receivers were positioned for a quick out pass. This looks more like one right now.
And it's a give to and it's a sweep, and it's El Shrafi, and he gets the first down. It's about a 5-yard gain there for El Shrafi. Down to the 35-yard line of Danvers. So Clark Marchand helping Zach Dillon up off the turf in a show of good sportsmanship. So Beverly's moved the ball 10, 20, 25 yards from their own 41. They got Duncan Moreland wide along with El Shrafi. And it's a fake. No, it's a give to Clark Marchand, and they're going for the ball. Danvers is going for the ball. He gained maybe, no, I don't think he gained anything. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Barely, if that.
Yeah. So it's a second down and 10. Second down and 10 for Beverly.
That was designed to be a quick opener, but there was no opening. Danvers' defense just clogged up the middle, and Clark Marchand had nowhere to go. Lucky they got to the line of scrimmage.
Duncan Moreland and Marchand wide on this side, and they've got El Shrafi and Parsons on the right, and Clayton McAlpine behind the quarterback. And it's a toss to...
there was that quick out.
That was that quick out
to Clark Marchand,
and I think he got the first down.
Yeah, I think that was the play that they were going to.
No, he didn't get the first down.
He was looking to run when they had to call the timeout because he didn't like the way his receivers were positioned here.
Personal foul penalty against Danvers.
Ooh.
That must have been when he was tiptoeing down the sidelines there. So it looks like they're going to tack on another 10 yards. So 24. So they're going to get the ball down about the
15-yard penalty.
And the ball is now on the 5-10. It's on the 14-yard line of Danvers. So Beverly, this is Beverly's golden opportunity to get right back into this ball game with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Beverly is knocking at the door, and
it's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 14.
El-Shrafi and Parsons wide to the right, and they've got Duncan Moreland and Clark Marchand on the left. And it's a give to the fullback, and he gets nowhere. He gets about 2 yards, maybe. It was Clayton McAlpine. That just no hole there, just no hole at all.
The last 2 or 3 running plays, but
yeah. So
nowhere to go.
It's a gain of about a yard. So they're down to about the 13-yard line. So it's a second. They can make a first down here. They have to go down to the 4-yard line to make a first down. So again, they have El-Shrafi and Parsons wide to the right, and Moreland and Clark Marchand wide to the left. Clayton McAlpine behind Nick Berry, and I think they cut him off. So big hole, and he's got a touchdown.
Touchdown, Beverly!
Yeah, that was Clayton McAlpine. Big hole.
He had a nice hole.
That was a nice hole, and he just...
and I think they caught him on a defensive offside anyway.
Yeah, I think there was a defensive offside. There was, but...
McAlpine touchdown makes it 14-12.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether they go for 2 or 1 here. I guess 1 doesn't really help them, does it?
No,
they'll be behind.
I'd say you got to go for 2.
Yeah,
I kind of wish they had gone for 2 when they scored right at the end of the first half.
So 3 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. Beverly has a little bit of a short one man.
The shadows on the field are getting longer now.
Yeah, and they are going for 2. And it's a give to El-Shrafi, and he makes it. Yes, they make the 2-point conversion, and it's a tie ball game.
And I mean, he was uncontested.
Yeah, it was a boy.
On the successful 2-point completion.
So that makes it a whole new ball game. 14-14 here with 3 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. We have a brand new ball game.
Now this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Beverly come out, show some spirit, some drive, and that's exactly what I've seen. They overcame the fumble on their first play from scrimmage there, and
that was kind of disheartening. But you're right, Bob. They followed your advice, and that you keep sending those signals.
Well, I knew the coaches would start to listen.
They just didn't have your wavelength.
Listen to my pithy words of wisdom.
All right, very good. So. With just a little 3 minutes left in the third quarter, Beverly will be kicking off. They've got Danvers has Colby Holland, and I think it's number 5. Yeah, our nemesis Matt McCarthy back deep.
Both of which are dangerous running backs. They're workhorses for Danvers.
Nice. It's a nice kick back down to about the 10-yard line. Colby, and he heads for the sideline, and that was a block in the back. Yeah, that was. I saw that. There was a block in the back clip, so I think that will be marked back probably to the 20-yard line.
Well, that'll cost him 10.
Yeah, it's either a holding or a clip block in the back. And the referee's telling Matt McCarthy to get back over on his side of the field because he wanted to give him some advice.
Yeah.
Those Danvers players is good at giving the refs advice.
Yeah, well, they won that first argument. See, now they're very confident now.
Penalty is against Danvers.
Yeah, you could see that was you could see that from here. So the ball's now, the nose of the ball's at the 20-yard line. So let's hope that the Beverly defense now has gotten some wind of their sails after that score by the offense. And so Danvers sends Matthew Reedy out wide to the right. And Mullaney, and he gives, and it's a fumble. It's recovered by Beverly.
I think Beverly got it.
And Beverly recovers. A big play for Beverly. Now that's a turn of events we like. Are those Beverly players psyched? Are they ever? Wow. I think that's the most emotion I've seen him show all year.
What I wanted to see, because it was lacking in the first half. I said they got to come out in the second half, show some emotion, show some enthusiasm, and
so
exactly what they've done, and they're in a great position to take control of this game.
So Beverly has it 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line of Danvers, and Beverly is sky high right now.
They're pumped right now.
They are sky high.
And this is
so Bill Woolley comes out center, and they've got Duncan Moreland and Clark Marchand wide to the left, and Parsons and El Shrafi to the right. Uh-oh, what's this now? Don't tell me it's a... No, it's a timeout. Looks like a timeout for Danvers.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter, and this has been quite a turn of events. I thought when Beverly fumbled on that first play from scrimmage in their opening drive of the second half, I thought, boy, here we go again.
Yep,
but they were able to hold Danvers.
The way the second half's been going for Beverly throughout the first 5 games, I said, oh, boy. But...
well, that couldn't happen forever, right? Sooner or later, we had to get some good luck on our side.
They responded well. Their control in that case, Danvers didn't have anybody. They had Beverly had 2 wide receivers out wide to the right, and they only had 1 defender out there. And I think that was what necessitated the timeout call.
So Beverly is grouped around their coach, and the Danvers players are grouped around their coach on the other side of the field. And as you say, Bob, the shadows are lengthening.
Yeah, they really are.
We'll be in the gloaming part. Isn't that your favorite part of the game, the gloaming part?
It's fast descending. Or does gloaming descend?
Yeah, there's some kind of a famous poem there about the gloaming, Bob. You're waxing poetic. So Beverly has a 1st and 10 at the Danvers 19-yard line after a recovered fumble on the very first play from scrimmage by on that series by Danvers. So again, they have Moreland and Clark Marchand wide to the left, Parsons, and it's a give to McAlpine, and he trying to break a tackle, and they pull him down. He got down to about the 15, so he got about a 4-yard. See where they mark the ball. They're going to mark it about the 15 or 16, and they mark it right at between the 15 and 16. So
he had a seam going toward the sideline, but if he could have seen it, and it's hard to do, I admit, if he had cut back, boy, I think he'd have been gone. The pursuit was kind of overran the blocking, and boy, if he had ever cut back, there was nobody in the backfield back there.
And again, this is the worst angle for us on this field, because it's a pass to Marchand. Marchand looking for running room, and he breaks one tackle, another one, and we can't see. We got fans in front of us, and
Marchand is complete.
And it looks like it's very close to the first down. Where are they going to mark the ball?
He's got about 2 yards.
And that play has been very effective for Beverly the whole game. Is that quick pass to the flats to Marchand, and then they say, let him work his magic. So they've got to get it down to the 9-yard line. They're on the 11 right now, so it's a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, Beverly. But this is really 4-down territory, so they've got 2 downs to get this.
Definitely, so a minute and 52 seconds left in the third quarter, and Barry comes out. And it's a give to the second man, Emil El-Shrafi, and he did. He gets down to about the 6-yard line for his forward progress, so it'll be a first down at about the 6 for Beverly. Minute and 44 left in the third quarter. And it looks like a referee timeout. They're going to... Oh, who's that? Emil El-Shrafi again. He's limping out. That's looks like the same injury he had last time.
Same leg and everything.
Yeah. And Ryan Baror, the backup quarterback, is coming in, and I like Ryan.
I do too.
I think he's not as big a guy as El-Shrafi, but he's a good ball handler, and he can catch the ball well.
He can throw the ball too.
I don't know why they had
the last 5 minutes of the game.
El-Shrafi carries good for a Panthers first down.
There's a 19-yard line. What are they measuring? They're down at the 17.
Yeah, you got me. I don't know. I don't know why they're measuring that at all.
No, they weren't.
He was 4 yards past. So
first and goal from the 8.
So And Ryan Baror is wide to the now. If he does that slant pattern here, this is built for that. No, and it's a quarterback keeper, and he's down to the 3-yard line.
Nick Berry
down to about the 3, so it'll be second down and goal at about the 3-yard line. Where they place it? They place it at about the 4.
Yeah, 4.5 actually.
So
they have second and goal from the 4.
Do they have enough men on the field? Come on, they need.
I didn't count.
So 1 minute and 2 and the clock running. The tie score here with 59 seconds left in the third quarter. And it's a give to. And there's a big pileup, a big fight down there, hand-to-hand combat between the 5-yard line and the goal line. And it was Clark Marchand, and he's down to about the 3.
Time's going to run out in this period, I think.
Yeah, there's 36 seconds left and the clock running. We'll probably go back down to the sunny side of the field where
we can actually see it.
Yeah, Danvers will have the sun in their eyes. Well, we'll see what happens. It's a third down and goal on the 2. Third down and goal on the 2. So they've got Clark Marchand and Clayton McAlpine behind. And it's a give to Clark Marchand, and he's.
I thought he made it.
Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown, Beverly! Touchdown, Beverly!
I thought he had made it.
Yeah, the call was late by the ref, but the ref did give the call.
Yep.
Touchdown. So the refs are still discussing this. No, they give the touchdown. They give the score. So the score now is Beverly 20 and Danvers 14.
Marchand powers in for the score and makes it 20-14 Beverly.
So they'll go for this point after, and they'll be kicking off, and we'll be going into the fourth quarter.
I hope I'm not being stupid here, but I would go for 2 again here.
Absolutely. No, maybe not. No, there looks like Jake Laganis, number 41, out of a Pat Parsons hold. And it's good. Yeah, so Beverly leads 21-14. Actually, that 1-point conversion forces, if Danvers wants to win the game, that'll force them into a 2-point conversion.
And they might be, I just would have been more comfortable if they went for 2 because I think that would have put Danvers in a different position. They would have had to really, score and then feel that they had to get 2 points just to tie the game.
Yeah, that's true too. So, well, what a great turn of events here for Beverly. 2 scores here in the Beverly.
Good third period for Beverly.
Yeah, they've switched ends here. So now Danvers will have the sun in their eyes in the fourth quarter. It's a brand new quarter here. And Beverly will be kicking off to Danvers. Again, we expect Matt McCarthy, number 5. And either 21 Kobe Holland it's Kobe Holland and Matt McCarthy who've done yeoman work here today. Now they got a new kicker. And this is a kind of a short kick. It's down to the 15-yard line, and it's Kobe Holland, and he's brought down a big pile of bodies there on about the 31-32 yard line. So Danvers will take over at about their own, where are they placing? About the 31-yard line. So Beverly just has turned this ball game around, huh, Bob?
They have, and this has been through their first 5 games. The fourth period has not been a good period for Beverly, and I think this is going to be a really good test for them.
Yeah, this is.
They can take down and keep this.
They've had those.
Hold this lead, maybe score again. This period could be critical.
This is time for them to have a good fourth quarter.
Exactly.
So they've got 2 men in, 2 men wide either side now. So they give it to the first man, and he's
stuffed.
And there's a pile of bodies there, and it looks like about a 2-yard gain, maybe 3-yard gain for Danvers. And so it'll be a second down and about 8 for. They've got to get down to they've got to get to their 41-yard line. So it's second down and about 8. Mulaney at quarterback, and he gives to the back, and it's no gain.
Nope.
In fact, there was a loss of about a yard or two.
So important
so
for that.
Third down and about 9 for Danvers.
Yeah. So important for that first man just to slow him down. And that's exactly what he did. He stopped the running back, although he didn't bring him down, but that gave the rest of the defense plenty of time to get in and finish the play.
So Danvers will have a 3rd and 9. If Beverly can hold them here, they'll get the ball back in fairly decent position.
Yeah.
Decent field position. So here comes Danvers. They've got Matt McCarthy wide to the left, and they have 2 other men wide right, which I can't see their numbers. And I think they might be off sides. They call a timeout. So looks like
timeout, Danvers.
So Danvers calls a timeout, and it's a 3rd down and about 8, 3rd down and 9 for Danvers. The ball is just over their 30-yard line. I'm sorry, it's about the 33-yard line, 32-yard line. They've got to get down to the 41. So, and they break the huddle and they come out. They got McCarthy out wide to the left.
Well, the coaches saw something. This is a 3rd and 9, so
and Mulaney back in the
throwing here.
And Mulaney's back, and he's rolling to his right, and he's running, and he's pushed out of bounds rather rudely by the Beverly player. Let's see if he made a first down. I think he did.
Yes, he did. I think so.
Whoa! Somebody got knocked. Oh, all kind of penalties, all kind of flags going on. Somebody got knocked down. Really.
That was a Danvers player that landed on his back.
Yeah, that was number 8. That was that was Zach Dillon, the co-captain. There was some pretty. There were tempers.
The keeper. There are flags down.
There might be offsetting penalties here, I think. Oh, so they're giving it against the Panthers.
I didn't see. It was on the upper side of the field. I didn't see the push shovel.
Oh, I saw it. It was violent. He pushed him down very. Yeah, but it must have been precipitated by something, because you don't push that hard without anything. Without anything. So they still haven't marked off the yardage.
No, I'm wondering now if they are going to call this offsetting.
No, he called it against personal foul against
but his
Beverly. And Coach Morency is just flailing his arms over on this side of the field. He just does not like what he sees there. And he is just so disappointed. They're not even looking at him. They're not even paying attention to him. The referees are... And the Danvers players aren't trying to give him advice this time. Let's see what's happening here.
I think there's a couple of Beverly players that are trying to give him some advice here, though. I think you're right. This was precipitated by something that happened over there, maybe on the bench.
No, we'll see what happens. See what the ref says here. See what they... The initial indication was a personal foul against Beverly. That's what the ref is saying. 2, 3, 4...
Well, it's going to be 15 if it's a personal foul.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, boy, another. See, Bob, again, this is it. Fourth quarter breakdown.
Yep.
Penalties.
Didn't see how the whole thing shook out, but you just can't do those stupid things.
They've got the ball on the Beverly 48-yard line. And, Coach Morency is still yelling from his side of the field.
You've got to show restraint at this stage
of the game. That looked like offsetting penalties, because the Beverly...
All I saw was the Danvers player go flat on his back. I don't know what precipitated all that.
And Mulaney is, and it's a screen play to number 21, and they're trying to bring him down, and he's...
almost a face mask there.
Yeah, that was close, so it was very close to the first down. That was a very smart play. That was a very, very well-designed play there.
Yep,
it was a screen pass, and they just let the Beverly players flood in, and it looks like, are they giving them a first down? Yeah, very close.
Yeah, Danvers took advantage of the aggression which I'm happy to say, Beverly has been showing in this half, and the screen pass was a good call, as you said.
And
there was a good play by the Beverly defensive player who did not grab a hold of that face mask because his hand just slid right over.
8:46 and the clock rolling. Danvers has it on the 27-yard line of Beverly. And it's a keeper by Mulaney, and he tries that little sidestep move and that little, and somebody, both the Beverly and the Danvers players were asking for a penalty of some sort there. They were both. The ball is down to the 26-yard line. It's a second down and about 8 for Danvers. This game all of a sudden has become very emotional.
That's right.
Both teams are.
Play is getting a little chippier than it has been.
The Beverly's co-captain Nick Gonzalez there is he's up and down that line, encouraging his fellow players. Mulaney back in shotgun, he gets it and he tosses it, and it's a quick hitter. And and he's down. His knee was down, so it's a third down.
No, it bounced. The ball bounced.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's incomplete.
Incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
He caught it like an infielder, one bounce.
Okay, so the ball is ref lays the ball down. He gives him an extra half yard on that. I love that when they
any way you get there, I guess.
An incomplete pass, and the ref spots it a half yard. All right, so it's a 3rd and 8. They got 2 men out wide to the right. They got Matthew Reedy and Colby Holland, and he throws it, and he drops the ball. So it'll be a 4th down and 8. The ball was there, but the receiver Reedy. Matthew Reedy, it was right, like you say, Bob, the worst place to get it, right in the bread basket, right in the hands.
Yeah, he was kind of sliding at the time, but he should have had that for sure.
And I think he was also looking upfield a little bit, too. He was ready to run. So it's a 4th down. Let's see if Beverly can hold here. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. And it's a 4th and 8 for Danvers. And Mulaney is rolling to his right, and he throws, and he catches the ball.
Right back to him.
I think it's a first down.
It's a first down. That was, he ran deep. Reedy had and then he came right back to him, and he made sure he had the first down, and it was right there. He threw a bullet, just a bullet right at him, and boy, that was tough to take for Beverly. So the ball is on about the 17-yard line, and it's first down and 10 on the 17. And there's 7 minutes, 39 seconds left in the game. And Mulaney under center, and he gives it to number 5, Matt McCarthy, and McCarthy is.
He's down
Matt McCarthy on the carry.
And he gets it down to about the 7-yard line or so. And it's a 2nd down and 1.
Tackle for the Panthers.
So 7 minutes 18 and the clock running in the game. Panthers are up 21 to 14. 21 to 14. And number 21, Colby Holland, is wide to the right. They've got Matt McCarthy in the eye, second man deep, and it's a quarterback keeper. And
Mulaney on the keeper.
It'll be difficult to see. He had to get down to, but it's hard to see. This is the most difficult angle for us on the field, isn't it, Bob?
It's impossible from where I am.
Yeah, we could be off 4 or 5 yards here looking at we're just looking at those stripes and trying to draw the stripes down to the sideline. And it is a first down, first and goal.
Yep.
First and goal on the 6.
First and goal from the 6.
So 6 minutes, 32 seconds. The clock is running. And Mulaney, looks like there's a lot of room on the left side. And it'll give to Matt McCarthy, and he's very close. He's very close.
Matt McCarthy on the carry.
And he gained about 3 yards, so it'll be about 2nd and goal on about the 3 now.
2nd and 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they need that running, so they take Matt McCarthy, and instead of posting him wide as a receiver, they put him in the backfield and just let him do the work. He's a shifty runner.
I'm going to say that he's very elusive. He's very shifty.
Very elusive. He seems to be able to run sideways very well and elude those tacklers. And again, he's behind. He's the deep man in the eye. I could see him pitching back and running to the left here. That's what, and it's to McCarthy, and it looks like he's in for the score. And Matt McCarthy's in for the score, so that makes the score Beverly 21 and Danvers 20. And this will be an
interesting call.
Interesting call for
Danvers.
For Danvers, do they go for the 2-point conversion, or do they go for one? It looks like they're going for one.
Well, if you have confidence in the kicker, I would go for one.
Yeah, Zach Dillon, their kicker, 5 minutes and 32 seconds. So it's not time to panic yet. So now what's happening? And so they do a shift of some sort. So and it's up, and it looks like it's good. Yep. So we have a tie game, 21-21 with 5 minutes and 32 seconds left, and Beverly will be receiving the kickoff. Now this has turned out to be quite an exciting game.
Yep, this is the kind of game that I hoped I would see.
But again, that 15-yard penalty there, that was just a killer. After about a 10-yard scramble by the quarterback, another 15, it's a 25-yard gain there. That just hurt. Let's just hope Beverly stays cool here. A nice long drive. Bob, that's what we need.
I'm kind of thinking that they can even get close. They can even go for a field goal at this stage of the game. But you're right. A nice long sustained drive here with.
Now I wouldn't put it past Danvers to do an onside kick here. What do you think?
No, not would I. Although. They have to be pretty sure that we're going to catch Beverly off guard, because if they give up the ball that close, I don't know. I don't know. If I was a coach, I'd say just.
Yeah, well, Beverly is expecting the onside kick. No, they're not. They spread.
Just say, kick it out of there, man.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Better to get Beverly deep and count on your offense or your defense to
make them go 80 yards or so.
And it's a squib kick. And it's, oh my goodness. Oh, and Clark Marchand just can't seem to get a handle on the ball. And he picked it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Whoa. It looked like he might have broken that.
Yeah, well, how many times do you see that when there's a kind of a broken play like that, where everybody's just standing around and the ball's bouncing around? When they pick it up and go, it often goes for good yardage.
Yeah.
The defense is in too deep, and when they run the picture up and all of a sudden goes, the defense can be caught flat-footed.
Could, but also, he avoided a couple of tacklers. He could have been tackled down, on his own 5-yard line.
It could have been disastrous.
It's tough when that ball is bouncing back and forth like that. You're trying to get the handle on it, and you can't seem to get it. It eludes you.
And it was kind of a squib bounce, too. It was bouncing sideways and up and down.
Yeah, that squib kick, that's what it's designed to do. If it can get behind the defender, behind the offensive man. So Beverly will have 1st and 10 on their own. What do they have it on the 29-yard line?
Well, on the
right?
19-yard
line, I'm sorry. Wrong stripe. And it's a give to McAlpine, and he gains about a yard or two. He's out over the 20, out to about the 21-yard line. So, they give him about 4 yards. So it'll be second down and 6, say. No, second down and 7. Second and 7 for Beverly. 5 minutes left in the game, and the clock is running. And now what's happening? They better watch for a delay of game here. This is better watch for a delay of game.
Like last week, it's taking them too long to get the plays in.
And they call a timeout. See, they wasted a timeout because it just took too long to get that thing underway. What's the coach doing, keeping them over there until there's only 10 seconds left?
At the very point in the game when I think the hurry-up offense would be very effective, it's slowing down. Can't figure that one.
4 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game, and I haven't seen what did they go into an extra period, or what do they do in high school? Is it a tie?
You know, I don't know. I haven't been so long since I've seen a game end in a tie.
Yeah, maybe our score. What did they do in the case of a tie? What do they do in the case of a tie after regulation? It's overtime.
Untimed overtime. They get the ball from the 25.
Okay, fine. All right. Untimed overtime. Okay. So Beverly has a second, and they give it to the second man through, and he doesn't gain very much. Maybe another 2 yards, so it'll be a third and about 4 or 5. Let's call it a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. So this is a key down for Beverly.
Yeah, it is, because this is
if they give up the ball here,
this is definitely not 4th down territory. So they've got to get it here.
Yeah, they've got to get it here. So it's 4 minutes, 4 minutes exactly. The clock running, and they've got Ryan Barrow in wide to the right, and along with Clark Marchand. This is maybe a time for that quick slant into to Ryan Barrow. No, they give it to Marchand. Oh, and Marchand drops the ball. Oh, what a time to fumble the ball.
Very intended for Marchand.
So it's a 4th down for Beverly. They just couldn't get that first down that they needed.
That was close to a fumble. You were right, but he never really had possession.
No, he never did.
He was kind of bobbling it.
Well, they've got it now. Looks like Danvers. Well, they've got that. They've got Matt McCarthy out back. They're going to get very good field position out of this. He's
a dangerous.
Yeah, he's standing on his own 40-yard line. And they've got to get a good boot out of this.
McCarthy back deep for Danvers.
I think that Danvers is going to bring the everything but the kitchen sink here.
And it's a nice kick. And McCarthy takes it at about the 38-yard line, and he's going to the sideline, and he falls down on about the 49 and slides a couple yards forward. I think they're going to mark it right about at midfield.
Mm-hmm. He's only got half the field to go, and they got 3 minutes and 27 seconds to do so.
Well, so with the tie score, 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in regulation. Danvers will take over 1st and 10 at midfield. And Mulaney at quarterback, and he gives it to McCarthy, and McCarthy, I think they've got his number by now. That's about a 4-yard gain.
On that play, that they do, they've been stuffing that play.
They were ready for him. One of the Beverly players is slow getting up. That's about a 4-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 6. There is a Beverly player down. I can't see the number there, but looks like he's in a little bit of pain. He can't seem to. Maybe, hopefully, it's just a cramp. Yeah, they're looking at it like it might be a cramp.
Yeah,
I can't tell who that is.
I can't. There's no way he's laying on his back, so there's no seeing the number. $70.
Oh, that's the center. That's Billy Woolley. Bill Woolley's number 72. So 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in regulation here. It's a tie score, 21-21, and Danvers is moving the ball. They have the ball on the 46-yard line of Beverly, 2nd and 6. Kind of all of a sudden become very quiet here in this. All that enthusiasm of about 5 minutes ago.
Well, the touchdown that Danvers scored took some of the wind out of everybody's sails, but it's up to Beverly to stiffen here.
No, and so,
All right, let's give it up for Billy.
That's Bill Woolley, and he's kind of favoring that left leg.
His left leg,
yeah, he's kind of hobbling off. So So Mulaney comes back into the huddle, and Danvers comes out.
2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 for Danvers. Again, they got McCarthy deep in that I formation. Mulaney under center, and again, it gives it to McCarthy. And he just carried a Beverly player 3 yards on his back. That's a lot of strength for a small guy like that.
He was bent over, he was low to the ground, and he just kept his legs moving.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the 4th quarter. The clock moving, and Danvers has a first down at the 37-yard line of Beverly. And it's a give to McCarthy again, and he's brought down after about a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and about 8. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. 2-2-2. And the clock is running, so it's a gain of about 1.5 yards. The ball is just short of the 35-yard line. And 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Clock is running. Danvers doesn't seem to be in any hurry here.
No, not really. But Beverly really has to hold there because.
Well, maybe they're thinking that they can score at will, and then they he's wide. It's a throw to the, and it's beautiful defensive play. Is that Clark Mar? It was Clark Marchand. Yep. Yeah, because that was to number 6, Isaac Downs, and
he was there.
Clark Marchand he could have he almost intercepted that ball.
Yeah,
that would have been a fantastic interception. I think that would have iced the game for Beverly.
Ball took just a little too long to get to the
top. It did, because he was open, and Clark Marchand cut the ball off at the last second. So it's a 3rd and 8 for Danvers. 1:48 left in the 4th quarter. So there's almost no sunlight on the field, just in the far corner there. And Mulaney. And he gives it to McCarthy, and McCarthy trying to get around the end. No, and he's stopped after about a 2-yard gain. And the Danvers players are not happy, like they missed their blocks.
Yep.
So it's a 4th down and 7. 4th down and 7. It's 1:34 left in the 4th quarter. So does Danvers punt, or do they go for?
Oh, they're going to go for it. Definitely.
They're going to go for it. Okay.
And I think
so there's a timeout.
They're a little disappointed because the kicker has got a good leg.
34-yard line.
And if they could have just got down, maybe another first down and another 15 yards or so, they could have given the kicker a shot at a field goal from down here.
Yeah.
His extra points have been long. He's really boomed them through.
Yeah. Well, he's a big guy. That's Zach Dillon, the co-captain of Danvers. Well, this has been a very enjoyable game. And are we officially in the gloaming yet, Bob?
There's gloaming.
Well, there's still some sun on the field. How can it be the gloaming?
Well, it's in the gloaming here in the press box.
We've been gloaming all game in the press box. We're on the shady side of the field. There's still a little portion of the stanza opposite us that are still in the sun. But they probably can't see the field very well from there because the sun is right in their eyes. So here we go. I think this might be the game on the line here. 4th down and 7 for Danvers.
Interesting call here. I'm interested to see how this is going to go.
And Mulaney. And he throws it does he catch the ball? He caught it for a first down. Whoa, what a catch.
Ooh.
What a catch by Colby Holland. That ball was rocketed to him.
Yeah, I'm going to say, good pass, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Good catch.
The ball is on the 10, 20, 30-yard line. No, the ball's on the 25, and it's 1:20, 1:19. The clock is running. Oh boy, this is a nail biter. This is a white knuckle flight, isn't it, Bob?
25.
Yes, it is.
First down for Danvers, and it's a keeper by the quarterback, and he gains about 5 yards. And it's under a minute. It's 57 seconds. The clock is running, and 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 5 here.
And there's a 2nd and 5 for Danvers. And it's a give to McCarthy, but he's stopped for a loss of 1 yard, 37 seconds, and Danvers calls a timeout.
Tackle by Tyler Geary.
That tackle was made by Tyler Geary. So Danvers has got to get to the 15 for a first down, and they have a 3rd and about 7, and 37.2 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
3rd and 7 from the 22.
Now what's happening here? Somebody better get off the field quick here. Billy Woolley is coming back. He was the injured man. He's the Beverly center. Now he better set up quickly here. All right, so it's a 3rd down. 3rd and 7, and Mullaney, and he throws to and he catches him down. Get him down.
He's down.
Pass is complete.
Well, if they had made the first down here, I think they were in field goal range. I really do.
Tackled by
so it's a good leg, but it's a 4th down.
They're definitely not now.
And
Mullaney complete to Holland.
And looks like another timeout. Timeout Danvers. Wow. So it's a 4th down, and
what are about 6 yards?
6 is 4th down 6, 4th down 7. Yeah, I thought he was near the first down marker. That's why I got so excited. But he was 5 yards short of it. So I wanted him to get him down, because if he would have just leaned
4th down.
So it's.
Well, they had a lot of confidence in this ability to run after.
It looks like the kicker has come out. He's going to try a field goal. 28 seconds.
Yeah,
21-yard line. 28 seconds.
This kid's got a leg.
It looks like they're going to try a field goal. So Beverly better.
I think this is what Danvers had in them. In mind all the time that they were running the ball.
This guy
grinding it out.
Zach Dillon, he, as you pointed out. Bob has got a good leg, so
he was booming the extra points through. They were well over the fence behind the goalpost.
The ball's down, and it's up, and it's good.
Good.
Kick is good.
He's definitely got a leg.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 24-21, favor of Danvers. 22.2 seconds left. Wow, what a heartbreaker!
Yeah, that was a tough one.
And that ball just barely made it over the crossbar, just barely. But it doesn't have to go far over, just as long as it gets over.
Yep. No, he is. I was thinking that all along that if they could even get close, they had a weapon there in that kid's leg.
Well, we have to hope for a long kickoff return here, and maybe
this could be another squib kick.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be a squibber, because they want to keep it away from the deep men, and they want to
remove any possibility of a long run back. Not any possibility, but cut down the possibilities.
So 22.2 seconds. Danvers is leading 24-21 in a very, very exciting football game here from Hurd Stadium. And Zach Dillon, who just kicked the field goal, and it's Jake Berrar, who is. Oh my goodness! Oh, and
nice run back.
12.3 seconds. Jake Berrar almost broke that.
Return for the Panthers.
He almost broke it. That would have been.
He just had to get around one too many guys.
Yeah. Well, he got slowed down too many times, but he almost broke it. That was quite a run back to the 37 yards. So
1st and 10 from the 37. 12 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, Danvers will rush 3 men, and they'll put everybody way back in center field.
Oh,
that was Duncan Moreland. And he had the ball. The ball was there. That was well thrown.
Yeah, it was, but
the ball was there.
It was a jump ball.
The ball was there. So unfortunately, this is going to be the last play of the game because if they would have completed that, they had a chance to score.
Well, they could have thrown it into the end zone from there, at least.
So this is Beverly's last gasp here, the last play of the game. They're down 24-21, 6.5 seconds left in the game. And here we go. This is it. This is the game.
Danvers rushing 3. Everybody else is back.
Oh,
throw it up there.
And that's the ball game, and the Danvers team is rushing onto the field to congratulate their players. And that was a well-deserved win. That was a last-second field goal, and that's just got to be heartbreaking for Beverly.
Well, they drove down. They were down by a touchdown. They drove down, tied it up, and then took advantage of good field position and drove down close enough so that their kicker could kick a game-winning field goal.
So
a good kicker is a big weapon in high school football.
So in a very, very exciting game here at Hurd Stadium, the visiting Danvers Falcons beat the Beverly Panthers 24-21 in an extremely exciting game. Good game to watch. Beverly needed this desperately. They just couldn't pull it through. Zach Dillon, their kicker, kicked the field goal, co-captain, and won the game for them.
Well, they certainly did need the win. I won't disagree with that. But they also needed a strong second half, and they got it. And they had a strong fourth period. Granted, they gave up 10 points, but they were in the game. They didn't give up. They didn't fold up, and they didn't lose control of the line of scrimmage hardly at all. And I just thought that they needed that too. They needed a strong second half showing, and they got it.
Yeah. Well, Bob, so from Hurd Stadium, the final score here is the visiting Falcons of Danvers 24, Beverly Panthers 21 in a very exciting game. And this is Walt Kosmowski for BevCam with my sidekick,
Bob Hobbs. And thank you very much for watching and listening.
And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.